Let's take a look at Chapter 1, Section 1 of the Weather and Climate textbook, the section titled Characteristics of the Atmosphere, and this is the correct answers for directed reading B. Now, as you go through this, make sure you put a mark next to each question. If you get it right, you could put a star or a check mark or a smiley face. If you get something wrong, make sure you circle the correct answer. Also, if you want to write in any other notes, something I say in this video maybe makes sense to you and you want to jot it down, I like seeing those things as well. All right, so number one, what is the atmosphere that surrounds the Earth made of? It's made of a mixture of gases. Two, what gas is most of the atmosphere made of?
Blake, could you please go into the student lunchroom? We need some tables set up for breakfast for the students. Thanks so much.
Sorry about that. Number two is nitrogen. Most of our atmosphere is made of nitrogen, 78% nitrogen. How much of the atmosphere is oxygen? That's only about 20%, 21% of our atmosphere is oxygen. So we always talk about how we breathe oxygen, which is true, but most of our atmosphere, most of the air around us is actually nitrogen. Four, most of the water in the atmosphere is in the form of water vapor, which means that it's invisible little particle droplets of water that are floating around in the air that we can't see, but it's floating there. Or I guess sometimes we can see like clouds or water vapor. Or if you ever feel a really humid day, that's water vapor in the air. 5, at sea level, a square inch of the Earth is under how much air? 15 pounds of air. So as we're standing here in Carroll Stream, there's 15 pounds of air above us. 15 pounds of air. So it doesn't feel like we're carrying around 15 pounds of air because that air is pushing us in different directions. It's not just pushing down on us. And also we're kind of used to it. 6, what pulls the gas molecules in the atmosphere down to Earth? Gravity. So the same thing that holds us on Earth and keeps us from floating away into space. That's the same force that holds the atmosphere close to Earth, gravity. 7, what measures the force that air molecules use to push on a surface? We call that air pressure. 8, where is air pressure the strongest? On the Earth's surface. So close to the Earth, there's the most pressure of air, but the further you get away from Earth's surface, the less air pressure there is. 9, warmer parts of the atmosphere have more of these than cold parts, gases that absorb solar energy. So some layers of the atmosphere, like the thermosphere, has particles that absorb a lot of solar energy, and so the thermosphere gets really warm, or the upper stratosphere gets really hot because it has certain gases. All right, this is really important here, so make sure we have correct answers. 10, the coldest layer of the atmosphere is B, the mesosphere. 11, atmosphere layer with the ozone layer is C, stratosphere. 12, atmosphere layer closest to the Earth is A, troposphere. And top layer of the atmosphere is D, thermosphere. These are really important that you know these 4 layers and their descriptions. 14, where is the ionosphere? And that's part of the thermosphere. So it's kind of like a little section of the thermosphere we call the ionosphere. Okay, so now make sure that, again, you have all your a mark next to every question, whether it's right or wrong. And if there's any notes that you want to jot down, this would be a good place to write it in the margins over here. That could be helpful when we get to the point where we assess how much you've learned.